But here's a question that I have to ask you because you
Okay.
mentioned imposter syndrome, the inner critic, right? And
Yes,
that's a
yes,
lot of the foundation of what I talk about on
yes,
my podcast.
yes.
So, what's your approach when you working with your clients and how you help them overcome this inner critic imposter syndrome and what
Yeah.
they're dealing with? What's your approach to helping them overcome that and get through it?
Yeah, that's a really good question. And I have some general, but then customized depending on how it's showing up for each person and what they're going through. But the first thing I tell them is that the inner critic is what I call it's not, we think it's true. We think what the inner critic is saying is facts.
Right,
And the truth, that it is not facts. So I describe it as this nagging, shaming, criticizing voice that shows up when we're trying to step outside of our comfort zone and when we're trying to play big. So if you listen to the implications of that, actually, I said what it means is that it is not something to be ashamed of. It is something to celebrate because it's showing up, because you're doing something new, you're stepping out, you're trying to play big. Um, and it is a result of that fight or fight response that is
right,
activated because we are fearful because it's new. And
right,
so the first thing I say to people, reframe it. It's not something to be scared of. It's actually something to celebrate and be excited about because you're learning and growing.
exactly.
You're not resting on your laurels. You're feeling imposter syndrome because, okay, so my example was this was the first time I was having a one-on-one conversation with a CEO, an officer of a multi-billion Fortune 500 company. And this guy, he had the voice of Morgan Freeman. He was literally the biggest presence. He spoke and his voice echoed, and it was great. Like under normal circumstances, I probably would have been like, but I was just like, this guy is so big and so intimidated, and I'm so small, and I don't like
Right.
he's gonna see that I'm insignificant.